All right, what's up guys, back again with another YouTube video. As you can see by the title, this is going to be the top 5 things that I wish I knew before I started making 6 figures wholesaling. There's a lot of mistakes I made in my journey. It took me way too long to close my first deal, and it took me way too much money. I wasted over $10,000 before I even saw any type of return. So if I was to go back in time and tell my younger self what to actually do and what to focus on and what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, these would be the first 5 things I said to myself. So if you're someone who sees yourself wasting a lot of money, wasting a lot of time, and wasting a lot of effort, then this is definitely the video for you. So just make sure you stick to the end and watch it all out and take some good notes. The first thing I wish I knew before anything was that I needed to spend more money to make more money. Wholesaling is not a free game to get into nowadays. Anyone who tells you that is not telling you the truth. And if you're going out buying a list, buying a dialer, and just cold calling and trying to get through wholesaling that way, you're probably not going to see any success, and you're basing everything completely off of luck. Realistically, to get into wholesaling nowadays, you need at least $1,000 a month in marketing spend. So I wouldn't even touch the business model unless you had $2,000 to $3,000 of disposable income that you could put directly towards that way you have at least 3 months to spend. And if you don't close a deal within 3 months, then it's definitely due to your sales process or your acquisition skills. Anyone who tells you to go the seller finance route or the creative finance route, it's just not sustainable nowadays. It's completely based on luck. Yeah, you could do it, but I guarantee if you try and you call for a month, you're just going to be talking to a bunch of realtors who don't want to talk to you at all. You're going to be sending a ton of offers for no reason, and you're just going to talk to a bunch of uninterested sellers. On the other hand, if you actually did wholesaling the right way and generated your own leads and actually went off market with things and talked to sellers that weren't in contact with a million other wholesalers before you, you would see a lot more results a lot quicker and you would make a lot more money. And that's a trap I kind of got stuck in within the first couple of months of wholesaling. I was literally just cold calling every single day, 8 hours a day, hoping to God that I would just get that one lead that would hopefully close and make me some money. It just never happened. It works for some people. Some people close their first deal by cold calling. It just didn't happen to me. And I would suggest that you try and get into it with a little bit more predictable of a process, or else you're going to get left with the bad taste in your mouth like 99% of wholesalers do, where they cold call for 6 months straight, don't close a single deal, and just end up quitting. Not to mention, it costs money to cold call. You have to spend at least $300 a month on a dialer plus data. And over a couple months, that adds up to like $2,000. You might as well spend that on actual marketing just quicker. And that gets into the second thing, where you guys need to keep your 9-to-5 job for as long as you possibly can until it doesn't even make sense to have it anymore. Until your income from wholesaling drastically exceeds your income from your 9-to-5, you should still be working there just to fuel your business and have a consistent stream of income. Anyone who tells you to quit your 9-to-5, take the risk, go all in is just straight up telling you terrible advice. Like, you might as well keep it, because what most people don't understand is the amount of time that you need to put into wholesale directly correlates with how much money you spend on marketing. So if you're only spending $1,000 a month on marketing, you're not going to have enough leads for it to make sense for you to work a full 8-hour workday on wholesaling. You're only going to call for like 3 hours a day. You might as well fill in the rest of those hours with a 9-to-5 to just make the money back that you're spending on your wholesale business, so that way you don't end up negative on the month. So guys, if you have a 9-to-5 job, keep it until you start closing consistent deals. I wouldn't even quit after my first deal. I would still just reinvest the money from my first deal and then continue working, so I'm still not coming out negative in the worst case scenario. Maybe it was a fluke first deal. Prove yourself that you can make consistent income through wholesaling and then quit the 9-to-5 to actually put more time and effort into it. People just over demonize the 9-to-5 for no reason when it's really not even that bad. Like, I worked 2 9-to-5s at once. I was a plumber and I was a bar back at a golf club. So two pretty labor intensive jobs. Like, I was fucking digging trenches and carrying like 50-pound buckets of ice. Like, it was pretty ass, but it still kept consistent income coming in that allowed me to just spend it on wholesaling, even though I lost most of it, unfortunately. That also leads into number 3. Seek guidance and mentorship as soon as you possibly can. You always want someone in your circle that can oversee your day-to-day operations, oversee your underwriting, oversee your sales process, and just make sure you're doing things right. I regretted this part so much because I spent $10,000 on marketing, and I didn't even have a mentor in my corner to just show me what type of marketing to do and how to do it. I was just winging it, thinking I could save myself a couple $1,000 but by not paying a mentor. But in return, I ended up losing thousands and thousands of dollars simply because I was too arrogant to just pay someone to show me how to do it. Like, trust me, you don't want to be in my shoes. You don't want to waste $10,000 on marketing because mentorship is something that you can pay for, and at least you always gain something out of it. You're going to gain knowledge. You're going to gain some type of skill set from it no matter what, as long as you're not paying some fucking scammer. But with marketing, that money is gone. If you don't generate good leads from that money, it literally disappears into thin air and you'll never see it again. And that's exactly what happened to me. Also, just having someone to double check your underwriting, making sure you're legally set up right, making sure you're doing your taxes right. That is just such a big incentive, and that's someone you need in your corner. Because if someone was able to go through all of the pain and struggle that you are looking to get yourself into and can teach you all of the life lessons that they've learned through already doing it and the mistakes that they've made and just not allowing you to make those same mistakes, it's worth it, trust me. Number 4 is working on controllable and improvable variables only. I set myself the goal of closing my first deal, right? That's my only goal, and that's the only thing I'm working towards each day. I'm most likely going to let myself down and not achieve that goal because there's nothing I can directly do to control that variable. Because all in all, there is luck involved, right? There is some type of uncontrollable variable that you need to find that right lead at the right time, no matter what type of marketing you're doing. And that's always involved, especially when you're doing low scale marketing like SMS or VAs. There's luck involved. Instead, what you want to focus on is improving your acquisition skills, improving your dial time, improving your speed to lead. Like controllable variables that you should be focusing on will get you way closer to that goal of inevitably, obviously, like closing your first deal or making that $100,000. Because you can't really control that, right? It's all up to, if you can be at the right place at the right time. But certainly not least, you want to be building long-term relationships with everyone you come across in wholesaling, whether that be other wholesalers, buyers, even sellers that can give you long-term value. You want to make sure you stay in touch and try and provide them as much value as possible. When I was going to networking events, I was trying as hard as I possibly can to get in those buyers' corners so I could know exactly what they want to buy and if I could provide a deal to them. Because in that case that I do find a deal, I know they would trust me enough. I know what they want, so they're going to take my deals more serious, and overall it's just going to lead to a better buyer experience versus if I never built that type of rapport with them before. I have wholesalers that literally use me for their permanent JV, meaning they only do their dispo through me, and every single time they get a deal, I get to sell it for them and I make a percentage of their deal. So I'm basically just making free money of giving them that value of literally just being able to sell their deal no matter what. And obviously I built up a good reputation of being able to move deals that people usually otherwise wouldn't be able to move, simply because I have investor lift and also I know how to talk to buyers in a way that most people don't. But guys, long-term relationships will get you super far in this business, especially if you want to get into bigger things like development or flipping or something like that. Like you can bring these guys a deal and just say, hey man, I don't want to assign this to you. I want to partner with you on it. I want to learn how to do a flip myself. I want to learn how to do this development deal myself. Can you show me the ropes? Give me a percentage of the deal. I'll put up some money with you. Let's flip this thing together. And most of the time they'll be fine saying yes, because if you're providing the deal, you're providing the upfront capital, they are going to be willing to partner with you on the deal and show you the ropes. Now you have a new avenue to make even more money in real estate. And it's basically like having a free mentorship because you have someone in your corner now who's showing you how to do everything. Just because you provided them that upfront value, maybe it wasn't just giving them $5,000, it was just giving them that deal and the potential to make even more money. So yeah, long-term relationships are key. All right guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. That was the 5 things I would tell my younger self before I made 6 figures in this industry. If you guys have any other questions, please comment down below. And if you like the video, drop a like, drop a sub, obviously. I literally probably post some of the most raw, authentic, and impactful wholesaling videos on this entire platform, I swear. Because most people just try and sell you on the dream that you can, get into this industry with $0 and you can cold call and you can make all of this money, but that's simply not the case. And I'm here to give you guys the unfiltered, raw truth about how to actually wholesale. Because it is a business model that can make a shit ton of money, and it is a business model that can change your life, but you actually have to be doing it right and you have to be working smarter, not harder. This is a game of skill. Like you just have to be someone who can talk to someone on the phone well, and you have to have a good sales sequence, and you have to have good marketing. Guys, other than that, as always, if you guys want to apply to work with me one-to-one or work with the agency where we do all of your marketing for you, and we guarantee you to close a wholesale deal in 90 days because we're doing all of your marketing for you. We're implementing our systems. We're showing you how to use our dispo process and giving you access to investor list, to JV with us. There's so much more stuff that we give to our guys on a daily basis to help them close more deals and scale their businesses. Go check out the link in the description. It's a free application link. Just see if you're a good fit, and then you can go from there. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.